afternoon. Well, good evening. How's everyone doing today? And welcome to Living in Your Purpose. I am Dr. Pat. Good afternoon. Well, good evening. How's everyone doing today? And welcome to Living in Your Purpose. I am Dr. Pat. Okay, look. Good evening. How's everyone doing today? And welcome to Living in Your Purpose. Okay, guys, just a little bit of information about myself. I am a native of South Florida. I'm from Fort Lauderdale, Miami. I hold a bachelor's in business, a master's in human resource management, and a doctorate in business. Living in Your Purpose is not just my brand, it is my ministry. It's what I like to do, it's what I love to do to inspire others to live in their greatness. I'm not going to keep you long because I want to introduce our guests and I want to go straight into this. I have a remarkable lady that I've pretty much known her entire life since she was a little girl. She is a moral, ethical, intelligent young lady. She's a PR specialist. That is her thing. Anything dealing with public relations. As I was telling you guys today, if you don't understand public relations, then I need you guys to sit down, listen to the show, take some notes, and then even reach out. But I have none other this evening than Miss Chanel Howard. Hello.
Hello, guys. Good evening. Good afternoon. How's everybody doing?
Good. Welcome. So, who is Chanel Howard?
Chanel Howard, born and raised. So Florida is definitely my home and my background, and even more importantly, my stomping ground. Moved up here to Atlanta. Well, been back and forth between Miami and Florida. I'm in Miami and Atlanta within the last few years, but officially moved here into Atlanta, Georgia within the last year. So still having business and family and life in Miami, but, making moves in different cities and states to be able to have my business in different cities and states. Not that I already don't, but living in one of the cities and states that I have my business in.
Oh, okay, see, she's multi-talented, so it doesn't matter where you live, she can help your business. With that being said, tell us, explain to the viewers exactly what is public relations and how important it is in your business to take it to the next level.
Public relations, in a sense, is all of us have dreams and inspirations and even aspirations, but more importantly, making your dreams not only become a reality, but making your dreams and even more importantly, putting them out to the world. Something that I know a lot of us, artists, products, musicians, regardless, we take a lot of time of putting things on paper, and then we have libraries of thoughts and things that we don't know how to, even more importantly, do production on and produce out. But even once production and producing is done, one of the hardest things is getting that product, that knowledge, that information out to the public, for not only the public to be able to know who you are as a individual and a business, but for you to be able to allow your dreams to be successful in what it is that you want to become a reality. And one of the bigger things that has put into the forte of business is public relations, in order for you to be able to be not just public with your product, public with your brand, public with what it is that you're doing, but having that relationship with the public and with your peers and with your client, with your base, in order for you to be, again, using the word successful. And one of the bigger things that I like to use, sustaining to keeping your business. And the bigger way to doing that is keeping relationship with the public. I cannot stress that enough. We see it all the time. One of the bigger reasons why you see commercials or you hear commercials every 30 seconds, whether it's radio and or television and or streaming, whether online, because that relationship with the public is something that products and brand push at you to be able to have you walk in those stores, spend that money and buy their products, buy their brand. And, without having that relation, you would not be able to, again, have, be successful at your business.
Okay, I love that. Guys, I hope you got that. I love that. That was a wealth of information right there. I guess here's my next question. In this day of social media,
Mhm.
you have some entrepreneurs only know social media.
Right.
How important has it changed the whole spectrum of public relations when it deals with social media?
I don't think it changed it. I think it added on to what it is that even a lot of us have been doing prior to the digital era, having those networking events, going out and shaking hands. Well, now bumping elbows, can't shake hands anymore. But, going out and putting your face out, making sure that people know who you are, but even more importantly, being able to just kind of play with. And a lot of what even social media and even digital has added on to it is you don't necessarily have to be physical in that location and or that city and state
Right.
to be able to still guarantee the exact same business. So it gives you a lot more of opportunity in a sense of using, and it gives you a lot more of a platform to be able to do different business or the same business for different people around the world, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Guys, I hope you are engaging this evening because this is something you got to think about. Yeah, we talk about marketing. We talk about marketing analysis and segmentations and doing promotions and all of that stuff, but we forget that one component that's actually going to take you to where you need to be, and that's public relations. Your audience is not just Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or Snapchat. That's not your audience. And even if they are coming on, watching you, viewing you, are they purchasing your product?
Right.
Are they running your doors down to buy your product? If that's not the case, public relations will take it there. You wonder why during the Super Bowl they spend so much money in these ads that's giving you subliminal messages.
Mhm.
That's an incredible public relations person that's putting that together. And then, you wonder why after the Super Bowl is over, you're not seeing those same commercials. They have already planted the seed
Right.
and did what they needed to do. So now you're thinking about that product. Now, before you may not have been thinking about going out and buying that new truck, but you just saw this commercial during the Super Bowl and you're like, hey, they've done their job. So public relations, oh my God, and I don't know why I'm just having her on. I should have had her on. I've had so many entrepreneurs, inspiring entrepreneurs, so many even authors. And speaking of authors, before I forget, I was supposed to have another guest come in from Chicago tonight. Her name is Miss Felicia Streeter. She's out of Chicago. This is actually her book. It's called Struggle, Trauma, Nor Bad Choices Stop Me. And pretty much this book is detailing no matter what you go through. She has been through any and everything that she could possibly go through in life, but because of spiritual guidance and then just she didn't let depression hit her. She didn't let all the things that can bring us down or take our focus from our business or being what we can be. She didn't let that hurt her. She put it in a book form. And this book is going to blow up. She's going to be back here in March. We didn't want her to get snowed out and not able to make it back into Chicago. As you know, the weather right now is horrible. So I want you to go on Amazon. Go find her book, purchase it. If you're dealing with depression, if you're dealing with struggling with love loss, abandonment, anything that you think that you're going through, this book will be a blessing to you. So I didn't want, and I thought it would have been robbery to not talk about this young writer and her book. I've met some incredible entrepreneurs, and I definitely want to introduce you to a young lady. Her name is authoress that purposepreneur, Charmaine Bradbury.
Okay.
Charmaine has a book called Living in Your Purpose with Dr. Pat. Now, this young lady has been such a blessing to me in my career, introducing me to other like-minded women, and any way I could possibly be a blessing in return back to her,
Definitely.
I want her to be. She has, she's a spiceologist.
Okay.
She has natural herbs, spices that I cook with every day.
Oh, wow.
I cook with them every day. The vegetables, you don't have to add no turkey or nothing. Her seasoning, it does what it needs to do. Her baby has a lip gloss and makeup line.
Okay.
So she's also teaching her children about legacy, how important it is to leave a legacy and inheritance for your children. Because we're not going to be here always, and you know what? We're leaving here early and earlier. But if we already have set the standard and set our children up, then yeah, all this work together. Okay, back to public relations. When I can shout out someone, I love to shout out someone.
Hold on, and to touch base on that, that is one of the bigger reasons why I love to do what it is that I do, because at the end of the day, that's what my joy is coming from public relations. It's about helping that person not only make their dreams come true, but to live out their dreams. And if I'm able to do that even in a minute point, then that, for me, I've gotten my job done. For me to be able to get their vision out of their head, for me to help them get their vision off of paper, for me to help them get their vision and make it a reality, because it has to be a reality first before it goes into the public eye.
That's right.
That's one of the things that, become, before the actual revenue part of the success and the aspect of it, the success that I get personally from being able to help another individual make their dreams and make their dreams more than just a reality, is how I'm even more inspired every day to do what it is that I do, and to continue to do what it is that I do to help build success in not just our own backyards, but around the world.
Isn't that incredible? And she's young. She is young, and she's not selfish. She doesn't have a selfless bone in her body. She wants to reach out and help other entrepreneurs and be a blessing. Young? Oh my God. It's amazing. Chanel, let me ask you the question, and I guess this is the question of the night that I ask everyone. Are you living in your purpose? And how do you know?
I live in my purpose because, just touching base on it a little bit, I appreciate the response that I get in reference to what I am able to do for others, in reference to, again, making their dreams come true. It's easy for any of us to have dreams. It's harder for us to make it come into a reality. And one of the biggest things that I know that all of us deal with is fear. Fear within ourselves, fear of other people, fear of rejection, fear of failure. What if somebody don't? What if somebody do? The fear of a lot is what holds us back. And one of the things that I help do is bring that fear not just out of your system, but out of the equation, because fear not only puts us on pause, but it stops a lot of us from doing ultimately what we want to do. And even more importantly, the fear of, like you said, rejection, getting it out of your mouth, getting it out of your system, being able to get it out to somebody else. And for them to be able to, the new phrases, us growing up, that sounds good, or it's dope, or whatever. And now, anything that is culture related in the sense is where people jump to the idea of, let's do. But at the end of the day, as long as somebody believes in what it is that you're doing other than yourself, then you
Yes.
already like half of the equation there. And a part of what I do is, again, taking that fear out of your system and putting your dreams in front of you to make you realize that this is not only your reality, but it can be other people's reality as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Chanel, how can the viewers find you?
You can find me on Instagram through NIVAY Chosen, which is abundantly my son Yavin's name spelled backwards. But talking about giving back to your children, and even more importantly, living and leaving legacy
Yes.
behind. But NIVAY Chosen LLC on any of my platforms. That's Instagram, Facebook. I also work with another radio station down in South Florida, the Great FM. Shout out to you guys, WKMC. You can find us there and email me if you have any questions at choward201286@gmail. And businesses who are interested in, new product and putting yourself into the position of being out to the world, I'm ready when you are.
Okay, I love that. I want to ask you a question. We are in a new year. We're in a new cycle. We have a new president. We have a new Senate. We have a new House party. How do you think, or what do you think that's going to play in entrepreneurship? I mean, our president, he has opened pathways and money for you to still be able to have your business and to support small businesses, Black business, minority businesses. How do you think that is going to impact, and do you think it will have a greater impact?
I think it would have a greater impact, more importantly now, because a lot of us, last year was a trying and testing time.
Yeah.
But I think last year, even more importantly, was a time for all of us to kind of sit back and revisit ourselves, and even more importantly, to clear our minds on not just the world around us, but the world within us, even more importantly. And when you have a lot of information, even more importantly, that was not put out. Information, knowledge, wisdom is key. Something that we were both taught coming up. Without knowledge, without education, you have no formation, you have no foundation, and you have no background.
At all.
So with us having to take, whether we wanted to or not, make sure that our bodies were sitting in a seat and information that was coming to us, whether we wanted it or not. One thing that we were all able to take from is certain knowledge that we can go forward with. And more importantly, because we are now able to get hands on where we can get that knowledge, where we can get the information, where we can be able to, whether it's going on .org, whether it's going on .gov, whether it's going on even now, social media is not the best and factual, and best, but it is something, a tool that can be used in information purposes. So a lot of what was missing before was information and knowledge. And right now, because we do have some of the go-to, some of even the go-how, and even more importantly, where we can go to, is I think one of the biggest things is going to change a lot of this equation, because we now know where to go get it.
Yes.
We now know how to go get it. And we now even more importantly know how to apply it to us.
Yes. One thing I think 2020 and this pandemic, it had its pros and it had its cons.
Right.
Yes, we lost a lot of loved ones, friends, people got sick. Yeah, that was the awful part. But the good part, people became entrepreneurs.
Right.
People started going in their kitchens and developing creams and all types of stuff, and became scientists and chemists that they didn't even know was in them.
Right.
And now they're a business owner.
Right.
People mastered their hair craft. They learned how to do different styles, make custom wigs, stuff that women, you're gonna always want. You want those eyelashes done, you want their hair done, and people became better at it. They let their gifts make room for you. And one thing I always tell you all the time. Go somewhere, get you a shovel, and wherever you have buried your talent, please go get it. Dig it up. Because the Bible says that your gifts will make room for you. And I know this to be true. I've always had a mouth, but I've had a mouth because I was able to back up what I said. I studied everything. I read everything. I was knowledgeable about everything. So it's like I was always wanted to be in business and educate people and take people to the next level. But that's because that's how I was my whole life, as a child. I mean, you could say, oh, she thinks she know everything. Pretty much I did.
And what we didn't know, we act like we did because we went to go find it out so we can go back and
Exactly. And that's the difference. So guys, PR, public relations. I know some of you guys have never even heard about public relations. Like public relations, we talking about social media. We talking about streaming. Hey, having your little friends and your family see, oh, you got this many likes, you got this many views, you got this many engagements. How's your pockets?
And even more importantly, guess who helped those platforms become what it is? Exactly. It took for PRs, it took for agencies, it took for people like us to be able to tell us, you know what, this is what your audience wants, this is what your audience needs, so let's make it happen.
Absolutely. So I think I want to switch over to some current events that's going on. Have you guys noticed, or is it me? We've had less police deaths here lately.
Police deaths?
I mean, police shootings. Have we had any for the new year yet?
Yes, it's been plenty of them.
Girl, I haven't been.
It's been
really. The
unfortunate truth is there was just one a couple days ago. I'm not sure which city and or state I can bring up the press conference, but yes, we've had just between January and February of this year already. We've had unfortunately, we've already had a few. And the crazy part about it is because it's become so normalized. It's become just another news reports and not news broadcasting. That's just how often that it has happened, even in the recent months, all the way up into the recent days, that again, it's no longer, because it's not your George Floyd. We had 10 of them within a year. And even more importantly, the ones that have lost their lives behind it this year have not been broadcast worldly round, because again, that's just how the unfortunate of the normalization that it has become. It's just another news report.
And I think what made me think about that is today is the year anniversary of Ahmaud Arbery, who was shot down in Brunswick, Georgia. That's just right southeast Georgia, right on 45 minutes from Jacksonville. And it's been a year. I can't believe it's a year.
It was actually in Jacksonville that you said that.
Yeah.
That was the report. That was the city and state that it was in Jacksonville.
Wow. So and we're thinking about that and what his mom was going through. And every time I think I watch the footage and when they shot him and how he's going back, and I'm like, I just saw somebody being murdered. Someone being murdered. But I guess everything has been covered up because we've been dealing with government, inauguration. Number 45, formal 45. Did you say, I see that the Supreme Court has given the Attorney General the permission to go into his taxes.
Right.
We're going to find out some truth. We're going to find out if he's as rich and powerful as he is. We're going to find out. He's tried to hide it, but
Florida people, we know better.
Okay, we're the best FBIs there is. We're going to find out. Exactly. Man, so are you happy with our new president and what he's doing?
Happy, I don't want to use the word happy. It's been a few weeks. I can say
$1,000 to keep your business afloat. President Biden has just reenacted that, got with the Small Business Association, and they have money. They have a lot of it for small businesses. So tap into that. You don't have to be out there trying to hustle, doing the wrong things to get your money for your business. Just tap into getting a business loan. You have years to pay it back, and
Up to 10 years, I
up
believe.
to 10 years. And what smart business is, if you're gonna get $10,000, you don't have to just use all 10,000. Hey, put it in your business account. Once you've got the computers, the laptops, the whatever you need, the formulas for your business, because as you know, if you're trying to get your product or whatever on Amazon, you have to be able to provide a lot of product. So in order to do that, maybe this small business loan, these PPL loans will help you and assist you with that. I know I'm gonna go ahead and apply. I have 3 companies. I need to go ahead and apply.
They will be applying.
Yes. So definitely go on to sba.gov tomorrow. All the information will be up on the website. Take advantage of it. But don't go out there trying to buy Rolex. Don't go out there trying to buy those new vehicles with those government loans, because you're gonna find yourself in a federal courthouse.
Put it into your business so you can go and own those things once you are successful in your business. It makes no sense to buy what you can't own right now and say that you're gonna put it into your business. That's a no-no.
Absolutely no. Okay, speaking about some other small business I want to bring to the table and tell you about. First of all, Greenhouse Consultant. We are both consultants with Greenhouse Consultant. We deal in cannabis and hemp. We are big dealing with cannabis and hemp, or anything dealing with agriculture, livestock, land. That's what we do. The major thing is our farmers and the ones that's getting into hemp. If you guys don't know what hemp is, I really want you guys to research it. But when you purchase or you're growing the cannabis plant, the mother plant, it buds a flower. Well, that flower is actually the hemp part. The hemp has so many different components, from battery parts to dishes to clothing. Betty Ross actually sold the American flag with hemp. It was not linen. It was not a different type of fabric. It's hemp. As you know, the cannabis and hemp industry right now is a $74.4 billion industry. Here in Georgia, we are taking over the entire state of Georgia. We have a summit. There's going to be our first annual Cannabis and Hemp and Wealth Summit, where we will have growers from all over the state of Georgia. And you're even invited in the different states and cities that you're in. If you were trying to find land, you need to locate land, you have land. If you want to be able to lease land to farmers, to people that's beginning and wanting to grow, whether it's outside, inside, we grow wherever, and start that process, reach out to me. You can go on my page, Living in Your Purpose with Dr. Pat, or you can give me a call, 770-882-7489. There is so much money. And one thing I tell people all the time, don't have one stream of income. You have more than one talent. That's what purpose is, your very existence and the reason. My purpose is to inspire people to become the best they can be, to inspire them and give them the knowledge and the resources to be the best that they can be. But that's not my only thing that I do. When I talk about cannabis and hemp, That is exciting. I love it. I love it. I love it. Here in the state of Georgia, it's become bigger and bigger. Growers, they're doing it big. They're doing it big. And Chrysler, BMW, they are actually going to be using hemp and hemp products in their vehicles to change it from the different.
From gas to electric.
And not only that, the insides, the seating,
Mhm.
the door panels and everything, they will be using hemp. So it takes a large co-op of growers to get together to get those big contracts, because even if you're doing 5 harvest cycles in a year, that still won't be able to enough to provide for these different companies that use this. You have cosmetic companies that use hemp. They use Indian hemp. Indian people use it in their products. If you go to a beauty supply store and you go down that aisle, you're going to see hemp this, hemp that, hemp soap, cannabis soap, everything. So it's the growers that's actually growing these products and then selling it to these major corporations. So that's why the business is so big, guys. So if anybody have land, they want to do some things with their land, whether they want to grow vegetation, organic. It's a whole different process of dealing with organic products. You can't even use regular soil. So we come on as your consultants and we teach you. We also help you and provide for you the soil, the organic soil that you need for your growing process. We help you from everything from doing your articles of organization, because it's an LLC as opposed to a regular corporation. We help you and show you how to get your EIN, show you how to go about getting your gate card, and then from there doing your affidavit and helping you locate land in order to get your grower's license. So when I say we're a one-stop shop and we are big, knee deep into this, we are knee deep into this. These are businesses that's going to provide a legacy for your children's children. The Bible says that we must store inheritance for our children's children. And this is how you do it. Working a 9-to-5, a job, that's not going to help you get to where you want to be, or even cause generational wealth and legacy. It's just not going to do it. So with that being said, learn about industries. If you have land, I don't care if it's a quarter acre of a land or just an acre, that land can make you a lot of money, because all growers don't start in the ground. We can put a barn in there where you can separate your cannabis from your hemp, have a drying area, your office area, bring in solar panels and have it and you're able to control your lighting and your cycles. You can start with mother plants. Those mother plants is going to yield 35 cycles. And if you keep them healthy and you take those seeds and you're able to clone those seeds, you will always have generational wealth, guys. I promise you. When I say this is something that I love. I actually have some property in Florida, and I'm gonna go probably take a visit and have that land surveyed and have the soil tested to see if I'm able to use it for any growth. Like I said, land is wealth, but empty land with trees, swamp, that's not wealth. It's just like a friend of mine told me, if you're living in Texas and you have land, that land is no good without having the mineral rights. So if there comes a time where they need to dig for that oil, those mineral rights are yours. That's generational wealth.
Right.
That's how they do it, but this is not something they're going to teach you. They're not going to teach you how to do this. So you have to teach it and learn for yourself.
Right.
So talk about it. You're into this as well?
That was one of the, it's so funny going back to some of the things, touching back on knowledge is power. And without having that knowledge, like you said, you can have land, but without having that information, to not know what you can make use of that land, and even more importantly, how you can pretty much sleep while production is going on and revenue can continue and you can leave that on for your children, your children's children. You know, have been put into position to help you with that business, to help you with even the minor things that you know, may be familiar with, but a lot of farmers are not really familiar with the actual business aspect. They know how to grow. They know, you know, what type of seeds. They know what type of equipment. They know what type of, you know, fertilizer, different things of that nation. But they don't know how to, even when produce comes in production, to turn that into an actual business, to where your produce is sitting in your Walmarts, it's sitting in your, you know, any of your Publix, your Whole Foods, you know, your shopping centers. You want to be able to have your, you know, your production be a part of million and billion dollar market. You know, where do you not see a grocery store?
Okay.
Where do you not see, you know, going into, even if you don't want to do growing in a sense, again, you know, farming, cattle, live cattle, there are so many different ways that we can help you and introduce the business aspect of it for you to be able to, again, not just be successful, but to be able, one thing I love about business and getting business is something that I love to teach my clients. It's always easy to get it. It's harder to keep it and sustain it.
Absolutely.
And we are in the business of not just helping you get it, but being able to sustain it so you can be able to pass it on throughout your future.
Absolutely.
So Greenhouse Consultants, get us, let us know. We are putting together, we have some final touches up on our website that we are doing, but as soon as that information has been put up, we will definitely put it out to the public so other people who are not necessarily in the state of Georgia, but want to be able to do business in the farming and agriculture industry, Georgia would definitely be a house for you, and you would have a consulting house and agency and a direct agent that will be able to walk you from the beginning of operations all the way down to production of operations.
And absolutely, and we stay with you for 2 years. So we don't just walk away once you're, hey, your stuff is in the ground, or hey, it's harvest time, and then you're looking like, what do I do with this?
Right.
You know, we're there. We're going to make sure you get these contracts, these long-lasting contracts where you have truckloads of hemp, truckloads of cannabis, where you have information or dispensaries that's actually purchasing from you.
Right.
So wherever you are, there are states that have the medical marijuana that we can teach you and show you about growing that.
I mean,
and
little
sell it
things,
to those
even,
dispensaries, everything.
even small things, like a lot of farmers don't know that even things that have already been on their land and on their property, things like trees, certain trees, you have government, you have cities, you have states around the world who are coming to your property and they are purchasing those from you. But again, if you don't know how to go about it, we are put in place, even more importantly, to help you with showing you how you can make use, and even more importantly, more use of what it is that you're already doing with your land and with your property.
Absolutely. If you have trees on there, you can sell those trees to those pulp mills that actually buy the trees to make paper and to make all other type of products. So even while you're setting yourself up to become a grower, make the money from the trees that's on your land.
That's already on your land, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to wait for production to make use, and even more importantly, make revenue off of your land and your property. But again, you have people that are put in place to help show you and walk through that process to be able to get that done for you.
Yeah. We even provide fundraisings for you, fundraising events, fundraising banquets to help you to have working capital as you're starting up as a beginner farmer. And not only that, we have a whole grant writing department that know where the grants are. There are special grants that's dedicated and especially for growers dealing with agriculture or whatever it is. So it's a lot, guys, and it's a lot to build wealth for you. We teach you everything. You think you know, we'll teach you what you don't know. So like Chanel was saying, you may know the process, but when you're saying that you you're growing organic. And if you're using not the right soil to grow that, that is not organic. You can't claim it as organic. And then you know what? In some states, well, they'll actually have you get rid of that crop because you didn't do it right.
Or you may be in a position of trying to figure out, buying the wrong fertilizer or buying the wrong seed, thinking that it was organic. You have people that can even, again, small things. You're trying to figure out why production is not happening because you didn't have the right seed, you didn't have the right fertilizer, you didn't have the right initials just to help you even in production. So everything of what is going to take you to be able to, the one of the words that she keeps using, successful, being successful at what it is that you want to do.
Absolutely. Don't just go and buy some seeds from a seed mill. Please don't do that because you don't know what you're buying. But we teach you the proper thing to buy.
And people are going to take your money. They're not going to tell
you. They will. Or, you say, oh, I'm getting ready to grow some cannabis and I have these seeds somebody gave me. Oh, what do you have? A whole bunch of male seeds?
Right.
Well, those male seeds are going to destroy your harvest and your crop anyway. You don't need male seeds. You get rid of the male plant. A lot of people don't even know there's a difference when you have a mother plant and you're growing cannabis.
Right.
There's a female plant, there's a male plant. And you have to be able to know the difference and know that the male plant actually have a penis and it looks different from the female plant. And that when you're birthing and they're making to get rid of those male plants because they will destroy everything. Everything is based on your female plants. So it's just like so much for you to learn. So get at us, Greenhouse Consulting here in Atlanta, Georgia, and servicing the nation. So what else can we talk about? Let's go back to purpose. What is purpose to you?
Oh, Lord. Purpose is breathing when you got 5 grandkids to call you at 5 in the morning.
You have 5 grandchildren?
Yes. Ain't I pretty?
You have 5 grandchildren.
Yes, ma'am. And one just had a birthday yesterday. Turned 3 years old. Hey, Isabel.
What in the what?
And my whole grown baby has a birthday coming up this Saturday. So I'll be in Miami, y'all, this weekend.
Wow. That is interesting.
So purpose is life for me, having a plan, having reason, and even more importantly, making fruition of it.
Yes, because it's the very reason that we were created. It's the reason that God created us and the reason for our existence. And one thing, people think I'm cold when I say it, but I will say this, and I'm sorry, but not sorry. If you don't know your purpose, if you're not living in your purpose, if you're not walking in your purpose, you're just existing. You're just here.
You gotta have a plan to live.
Who wants to be just existing? Just going with the flow.
Y'all gonna call me worse because it's called waste of space.
Exactly. See, I was nice about it. I said you just exist, and she said you're a waste of space. That means you're a waste of air, time, thoughts.
You can't be a body, and you can't just be an existing body without having an existence.
You can't, guys. You can't. Now is the time before it's too late. Now it's the time to get up, to open up your eyes, to open up your third eye, to get some knowledge and become enlightened and get yourself together because there's going to be some rough days. There's going to be some days that you're going to need God himself to get you out of some stuff. Mm-hmm. But if you're pulling it together and you're not going to have to wait and rely on someone's 9 to 5, $15 an hour paycheck, that's how you're going to be able to survive with the grace of God, with much prayer, but already setting yourself up. Mm-hmm. You'll be able to eat off your own land. You don't have to get the mark. You can eat off your own land. Big time. Gifts. I mean, my thing is, I'm not a grower. I'm one of those that will go to your land and buy. Planting stuff, that is not my forte. My mom, she loved it. She taught me how to do it, and it was something that I hated with every part of me. My thing is to learn the science of it, to see how I can do it a little bit easier. But that's powerful. Land and food and being able to live off that land and that food, and to be able to feed your children, to have your livestock, and to be able to live off of that. I mean, when you're talking about livestock and you're going in and you're taking the sack, well, I don't even know if I'm saying this right, but you're able to go into the bull and reproduce as a faster method. There's a science in this stuff, but you'll be able to eat off of what's yours when the time comes and when we need to. And hopefully you'll remember us and be like, you know what they taught us, let us help her eat too.
Boy, if nothing about last year has not taught any of us anything, was to make sure that you're doing enough in life to get and sustain, because you never know when you're going to be out of place, out of pocket, and even more importantly, got to go back to old school resource of a life.
Exactly. And a lot of our young people, they're going to be lost when it comes to that.
And social media is not going to teach you
at all. They're not going to teach you nothing. They're going to still be teaching you how to twerk. So where's that twerking going to get you? Twerking, or you're going to be hungry twerking. You're not going to become millionaires and successful or wealthy twerking. Young people, come on, let's get it together. Let's learn. For real, let's learn. There's nothing wrong with having fun. But at the end of the day, we have to work now, put the work in, do the work now, learn as much as we can learn, study, research everything that we can possibly study and research. And now you have people like us that's willing to teach you. No question is a dumb question. No question if you don't know the answer to this stuff. But that's why, people like us, we've been years and years and years in school with serious student loans to be able to teach you and to guide you. So allow us to do that, guys. Please allow us to do that. Again, Chanel, please give your information out. Guys, get a pen, get a piece of paper. Let's get to typing. Get this information so she can help you with your public relations.
Again, that is Chanel Howard, Chanel. You can find me with my first and last name or under my business name, which is Nivaychosn, which is Nivay Chosen LLC, and that's on any of your social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn, wherever you need to find me. Even on my website, it's Chanel Howard. You can be able to get, if you have any questions or business inquiries, you can email me at choward201286@gmail. For any artists or fashion designers that are interested in bringing your business here to Atlanta, even more importantly, getting your face out to the public. You can also send me your music or send me like a short little bio pick of yourself at checkthesound@musicians.org. Again, any musicians, any artists, fashion designers, brands, if you're ready to get your stuff out to the public, ready to do, set up for pop-ups, ready to do, events, things of that nature, to go ahead and to push you into the public eye and to get you at least a little bit, forward moving and fast forward in progression. Again, checkthesound@musicians.org. How at you?
That's a lot of information, guys. I hope you have written it down. If not, my show continues to stream. Go back and get the information. And if you still have questions and you still don't understand public relations, reach out to Chanel, reach out to her and let her do what she loves to do. Let her teach you and educate you and take your enterprise, take your business to the next level, and not just with views, but with purchases, with money, with wealth. Anyone can get views. Shoot, you can get 100 of your friends and family and get views, but at the end of the day, are those views making you money?
Yeah, because well, yes, they will, but if you don't know how to make those views make you money, holla at me.
Exactly. The Kardashians did it.
Hmm.
They are number one, and can't nobody do it better when it comes to social media and doing their public relations, and they're great. So you can say whatever you want to say about them, but you can be and do the same thing if you learn how. If you have the right people behind you to show you and to teach you how to. But guys, we're nearing the end. We're nearing the end. And I just want to always thank you. Thank you for everyone that think it's not robbery to come on here to watch my show. Hopefully I have inspired you. Hopefully I have taught you something or given you something that you can think about, make you think more about business and less about a job. Now that's real.
And I'm just gonna end on saying thank you, Dr. Pat, for having me. But on the something I want to leave you with, and even more importantly, that's gonna fit directly with this show, stop living in your fear and live in your
Purpose.
There we go.
Have a great night and be blessed. Sure.